Once upon a time in a village in South Africa, there lived a very beautiful princess. She was so beautiful that the sun would come out every morning just to admire her as she walked through the village. The moon would put on a beautiful display of colors every night just to catch a glimpse of her. And even the stars would twinkle just to be near her. You see, the princess's beauty was legendary. Men would travel from far and wide just to catch one look at her. Now, this beauty had a very big problem. Everyday animals would come into the village and destroy everything. Crops would be destroyed, huts would be burnt down, and people would be badly hurt. Whenever this happened, the king, who was the princess's father, would go out and fight these animals. But he was too old and slow and tired to do anything. So he would always come back home without doing anything. The only thing the king could think of was to marry his daughter off to a strong man who could protect them all. But the king was very worried about finding such a man because no one wanted to marry his daughter because they were afraid of those vicious animals. One day, a young man came to the village. He was handsome and strong, and all the women in the village wanted him to be their husband. But he was to focus on his training and getting stronger. He would lift heavy stones, jump over high walls, and run faster than the wind. The young man was training to become a great warrior. He was preparing himself for the day when he would have to go out and fight the terrible monsters that lived in the forest. When the young man came to the village, he heard about the princess and how nobody wanted to marry her because of the ferocious animals that attacked the village. He also heard that the king would give his daughter as hand in marriage to any man who would defeat those animals. Although the young man was very busy with his training, he couldn't stop thinking about the princess. He really liked her, but he knew that if he married her, he would have to leave his training incomplete. He thought for a long time about what to do. Finally, he decided to marry the princess. As soon as the king heard this, he was very happy and said, "You will have to defeat the ferocious animals that attack my village first." The young man went to the forest, but he didn't find any animals. He waited for a whole week, but nothing happened. So he came back to the village and told the king, "I'm sorry, but I couldn't find any animals in the forest." The king was very disappointed, but he kept his promise and gave his daughter's hand in marriage to the young man. The two of them got married in a beautiful ceremony, and everybody in the village was very happy. But the young man still wasn't satisfied. He wanted to become a great warrior, but now he was married to the most beautiful princess in the world. He felt like he had everything, so he stopped training. One night, while the young man and the princess were sleeping in their hut, they heard some screams in the forest. They were so loud that the hut started shaking. The young man was scared, but the princess said, "Don't worry, my love. I know what these sounds are. These are the cries of the Jabari. If you want to become a great warrior, then go and fight them." The young man didn't know what to do. He really loved his wife and he didn't want to leave her alone in the village. But at the same time, he wanted to become a great warrior. After thinking for a long time, he finally decided to go and fight the Jabaris. He put on his best clothes and went to the village head. He told the headman to take care of his wife and then ran into the forest. The young man fought bravely and managed to kill all the Jabaris. When he returned to the village, he was greeted like a hero. Everybody was proud of him and his wife was very happy to see him alive. From that day on, the young man became the village's hero and he and his wife lived happily ever after.